Here's a story. I know I've told the story before, but we just finished learning. We're in the middle of learning a beautiful mimer by the Rebbe talking about the commandments. And if a Jew does a commandment the way it's supposed to be done, then he's temporarily free. He's temporarily brought Mashiach. So I'll explain the story. The story was told by Rabbi Nissan Mangel. May he be well and healthy, a wonderful person. Lives in Crown Heights. He is, he must be, maybe 90, 91 years old. And he was in the Holocaust. He was a young boy when he was in the Holocaust. Maybe he could be even older. Maybe he's 95 already, something like that. Could be. So he was in the Holocaust. He went in the Holocaust with he was put there. His father was from Hungary. So that sort of indicates that he was put near the end of the Holocaust. Anyway, so he was taken to the Auschwitz with his father, and he was a healthy young boy. So even though he was young, he wasn't sent to the gas chambers. He was sent to work. So when they came into the camp, they had to undress and put on prisoner's clothes. And so he was short. It must have been healthy and stocky but nevertheless he was short. So they let him live because he seemed to be healthy and that he would, they could provide some sort of work for them. But he wasn't big enough, so they didn't have really clothes for him. So they gave him the smallest prisoner's clothes that they could give, which were like 5-10 sizes too big for him. And he walked. So when he came to the next station, so the guard that was over the station, the Germans are very, very exact. They have to be precise. So they saw him and they said, "What's this? These garments? It's too long. Run and get your regular clothes until we find garments that are fit for you. Or maybe they'll cut the garments or whatever it is. Run back." So he ran back to the pile of clothes that everybody had removed. Huge pile of clothes. And he looked through the garment and he found his clothes. He found his pants and his shit. And next to them were his father's. So, he was asked, "What are you doing here?" And they said, Commander Fritz or whatever, he told me to come over here. So they let him alone, and he put on his clothes and he put his hand in his father's pocket and he found 2 paper bags. And he didn't look inside of them. He just stuffed them in his pocket and he ran back to the place where he was supposed to be with his father and to wait for, a new allotment of clothes that was going to be given new garments that would fit him. So he said that when nobody was looking, we're sure nobody was looking, so he gave his father the 2 bags. So his father, when no one was watching, you have to be very careful. He opened up one of the bags and he saw that there were some sardines. His father, before they had left, he put a few sardines into a bag and he put it in his pocket. And his father, who realized what was going on, was tremendously happy because he realized that these sardines could be the difference between life and death for him and his son. Then a little bit later, when no one was watching, he opened up the second bag, and the second bag was a pair of small tefillin that his father put in. And his father began weeping with joy. He began weeping with joy. The sardines were going to save his life. So he was happy, but the tefillin was something much more than that. He was weeping with joy. Now you have to remember that they put them in this camp because they were Jewish. And the only reason a person would put on these little boxes is because they're Jewish. It's a Jewish thing. And it makes no sense, why you put on these boxes. And it would make a lot of sense to say, I'm here because I'm Jewish. Who needs Judaism? Look, I'm only suffering because of it. And his father didn't think about that at all. His father saw the tefillin and he was tremendously happy. Why was he happy? Because like we just finished learning in the Mimer, that a person doing what God wants, the way God wants, that person is free. That person is not in exile and he's not in Auschwitz. He is totally free. And it makes no sense whatsoever because he certainly wasn't free. He said that when he saw this, his father saw that when somehow or other, the other people in the camp heard that he had these tefillin, so they would escape from their what is it, the places where they bitan, what they were called, the places where they were, the housing where they were. Each one they were put into whatever his places to sleep. They would escape from their places and sneak over. Some of them even had to run outside to put on tefillin. And when would they put on tefillin? In the nighttime, because in the daytime they were working. So just to put on the tefillin, even for one moment in the nighttime, to risk their life, just to put on tefillin, people would run and they would stand in line. Makes absolutely no sense. But according to what we just finished learning, it does make sense. Because when a Jew puts on tefillin and he does it because he's doing what God wants, is at that moment he's totally free. And he's not thinking about going to heaven. Believe me, every Jew that was in the Holocaust is going to heaven. They were suffering only because they were Jews. Putting on tefillin is not going to add. The highest heavens that could possibly go to are the Jews that were killed in the Holocaust. Because they were killed only because they were Jews. What were they putting on tefillin for? That they would get free? Exactly the opposite. If they would get caught, they would get killed. So why? There's no logic behind it. It doesn't make any sense. And that's going to be the future redemption. It's going to break open the river of sense, of understanding. That's what happens right now when every Jew puts on tefillin. And that's what happened to him. And it could be that he also put on tefillin because he was above bar mitzvah. And obviously, both of them did. And so it was the whole duration of the time that they were in the camps. He tells some amazing stories. You can look it up, the stories. There's videos of him telling the stories about, especially the death march, about the shoes eating into his foot, and how the German soldier helped him. It's incredible stories. Rabbi Nissim Mengel, wonderful person. Have a good day with Mashiach. Now, see you God willing tomorrow at 8 o'clock in the morning. Anyone who wants to tune in is welcome.